bearing like holy crap. I don't have those anymore. I miss them.
Apple trees?
Yeah, I had 2 apple trees in my backyard in Oregon. Yeah, a golden delicious, I think it was, and a Macintosh.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
The soft one.
They were my pride and joy. Yeah, funny thing is, in Canada, I had crabapple tree in Canada.
Yeah, that's what I have in front of my house.
Yeah, you prune those in Alberta. You're pruning them in March and April. In Oregon, you got to prune them in January.
Oh.
So it took me a while to get used to that.
Yeah, never prune it.
Yeah. I used to grow roses back in Canada. My mom and I did, and we'd get winter kill over the winter. So, I mean, you had to baby them like crazy because of the weather.
Yeah.
And I moved to Oregon, and they grow like weeds. Like I had 13 rose bushes, and they were bearing all year. In fact, if you look at my my Facebook page, I think I have pictures of my roses on my Facebook page. But don't have those anymore either, so I miss them too.
Cacti.
Yeah, cacti. Actually, that's interesting too. They've been blooming. About a month ago, they were blooming like crazy. The cactus flowers. But they only last for about a week, and then they don't do it anymore, according to the people here. But here's what's kind of interesting, you know. I'm growing new plants, new vegetation, and it's like multi-dimensional. It's not. Well, yeah, I know, but it's funny, but that's the truth. You know, and even though I miss my roses and I miss my apples, my apple trees, they're in my heart and they're bearing fruit. You know, it's like it's on a totally different level.
You can still
thank
feel
you
it.
guys. Oh
You
yeah,
can still
I feel
smell
the
them
energy of
apples.
it. And yeah.
That's real joy right there.
Yeah, I used to make fruit smoothies all the time.
Oh, nice.
You know, just go out and pick apples off the tree and yeah. Which is kind of interesting because I just a few days ago I got a smoothie machine. So yeah, it's kind of interesting that we're talking about this right now, and it's all in sync. Yeah. But hey.
So I wonder if you experienced something similar to me. Meaning, when I ask myself a question inside, do you guys do that?
Yeah. And then I wonder who asked the question to who and who's responding.
Yeah. Sounds like a loop, huh?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that's why I kind of shared that anecdote today, because there's this energetic going on where it's like, yeah, that's going to ring a bell for somebody, or it's going to bring something up, And that could be genius, it could be resistance, it could be, it could be empowerment, it could be anything.
No, what I'd say is awareness this one.
Yeah.
As I think we do that, I think everyone has this self-talk inside them. We're unaware of it. It just runs. And part of that this morning, what I was appreciating, what I was grateful for was I noticed that I just went in and asked myself a question. And I just noticed questions were floating around. And I was like, I am in no space. Sorry, my space is not the most effective to get an answer.
Mm.
To receive an answer, to allow an answer. It was like I was at the surface, just sliding all over wherever the thought wanted to go. And so I ran 4 breath cycles, breathing in for 5 seconds, holding for 5, out for 5, hold for 5. And then ask the question. I could sit and play out and allow the answers to show up. It was as if I gave it space to grow. As we were speaking about growing. So for me, that was a moment of awareness.
Did you get the answer you were looking for?
I did. And what was happening on the surface was that I was getting the answers, but then I was plugging in other ones. I was playing out the scenarios. My mind was extremely busy.
Yeah.
And I was questioning it. Oh, should it be 50%? Should it be a quarter? Should it be an 8? Should it be a 5th, a 6th? I mean, it's only, let's say the minimum is worth $14 million a year. So I was determining what is my percentage of that worth. The answer I got was 50. Well, that's a good starting point. Have resistance to it. And I can always come down. So 2 things in that for me was 1, that's how we know we're aware. When we can see that slippery thoughts on the surface, pulling us all over the place. Notice our breath. Fall into the heart and ask the question. And just see what you get. I don't always get something, and it is really hard to tell if it's my mind filling it in or if it's coming through my heart.
Bingo.
That's it.
Bingo.
Yep. That's it.
Oh, wow.
Both of them, now what's core, what's aligned with both of them is resistance is always dictating your answer.
Yeah.
What a what a gift that awareness is. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm celebrating with you right now, Jesse.
Yeah, thank you.
That's a huge one.
Hmm. So then I asked, what is my word for the today?
Oh, this just came to me, so I'm going to share it. Noise is not always noise. There are times when noise is a distraction, and there's other times when noise is productive.
Yeah. Hmm. And the slower the noise is, the more productive it'll be.
Well, yeah, it tends to be that way.
You know, meaning it's not rapid, it's not slippering all over the place, but it's focused. You observe it from a place of patience.
Sometimes it shows up, noise shows up because something requires attention.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can
Yeah.
ask that question. Does this noise require some attention?
Or is it trying to distract us?
Right. Or is it just the ego blab?
Yeah.
You know?
And deep resistance, because it's resistance is, because what I'm seeing is that I'm, 50% is a big chunk. It's aggressive move, and it's like, oh, well, what if they say no?
Yeah.
So, let me tamp it down. Let me go lower, and I'm justifying, and I'm making up all sorts of reasons. And it's like, yeah, I have resistance to it.
Yeah.
So my way out of it is to lower my take and give them more.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing too. Stop and discern the energy in it.
Yeah.
That's what the attention is for. That's what the intention is for. What's the energy in this? What's the, is it beneficial energy or is it,
Good.
or is it not?
I know my pattern is always playing underneath of there, and as the achiever improver who is always going for money, the ego is in there always wanting more.
Well, and one of your habitual words is better, the word better. So that's kind of an underlying motivation.
Mhm. And when I asked, what is my word? one popped in.
Yep.
And I said, okay, well, I'm going to breathe through it like I recommended.
Mhm.
And then I'll sit there and I'll ask the question again.
Ah, good for you. Okay, so
And it was the same word.
is it authentic for you?
It is, it's patience.
Well done. Well done.
And part of that was validated in a way. I guess I could have been looking for it, but it was like patience fit in to the dialogue we had through it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. It
The
was
beautiful thing.
an enhancing energy,
Yeah.
an expansive energy.
And a good demonstration for this morning. So
Yeah, yeah. This is so cool what we're doing. This is so absolutely cool. I just love the simplicity.
oh yes.
You know, we're not even trying to make things simple, but that's what's happening. Like it's not, you know, it's not been a prime directive in any way, shape, or form, but it's just stuff gets so clear and so simple.
No, I agree. And I actually asked, how do I make it simpler? And I intend to.
Yeah.
So I agree on both levels. It's
Yeah. For
I
me,
think it
this
goes.
is it's about how can I make this simple enough to be able to communicate it in understandable ways. So it's like, yeah. And that's an intention that's been there for a long time, and I never really realized it until just now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Truth doesn't need your participation.
No,
Lie does.
stands on its own.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. A lie needs to be propped up. Oh wow, that's a big one too. Yeah, in fact, a lie requires a piece of your consciousness to keep it alive. Oh boy.
Your energy, your focus, so it's taking it away from the wholeness. So patience is just simple in truth.
and allowing everything else to fade away.
Hmm.
Like latching on to those eternal concepts and allowing everything else to just fade away.
Yeah.
You know, when you're swinging from rope to rope or ring to ring, once you grab the one in front of you, you can let go of the one behind you.
Amazing where your focus goes, because then that one, your focus goes to the next one.
Yeah.
You're not even aware you're hanging on until you aren't hanging on.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's okay to slip.
So letting go of my roses and my fruit trees was okay.
Mhm. Falling is okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the better way.
Well, and the point is, I'm still complete.
Mhm. Well, you know, for me, I need to add whole to that I'm whole.
Yeah.
Complete, perfect, and whole.
Yeah. There's her beautiful words. The 3 quacks plus 1. 3 silly men. And
You know what's interesting for me is the theme of my south node in my natal chart. That's the south node of the moon, and it's actually an imaginary line in space, but there's energy behind it. But your south node in general means something that you came into this life with that was already mastered, but needs to be realized in your present life. And usually that's the first 40 years of your life. It's your I think it's Uranus return. The Uranus return is 84 years. It takes 84 years for it to go around the sun. So half of that time you're working on your south node. And once you turn 40 or 42-ish, then you start working on your north node. So the theme of my south node is completion. And so there's many things in my life, this lifetime, that required cycles to be completed and doing those kind of things. And like come full circle is another way of saying that. So around certain things, and yeah, and that cycle has recurred over and over and over again. Somebody I was talking with the other day identified it as a death and rebirth cycle. They told me straight to my face. They said your destiny in this life was to complete a number of death and rebirth cycles and to experience them fully. And I went, whoa, this is really wild. Now here's the cool thing. Your North Node theme is what you're doing and what you're aiming at for the rest of your life. My North Node theme is sustainability and steadfastness. So it's like it's about integrating those completions in your life in a way that you understand sustainability and what sustainability requires. Okay, and I used the word steadfast because that came up here in this group a couple times in the last few days. And it's a very significant word for me. It's into that as well. So here we are creating sustainable structures, or structures that self-sustain. It's kind of my life's work from here on out, according to my North Node. So this is really interesting. Yeah.
Sounds pretty
something,
amazing,
Ellie?
no?
Yeah, well, it is amazing.
You know what? The fact that you've even come to that realization of that, that's amazing. It really is.
Well, I've spent a lot of time. You can imagine, I've spent a lot of time contemplating these things, especially since I got introduced to human design and my astrology and all these kind of things. Like the real thing that's really, really powerful for me is realizing that I intuitively knew all that about myself throughout my life, and I have proof looking back that that's true for me. That I knew it, and my soul and its wisdom took me there. And so looking back on my life through that lens has been extremely empowering and hugely inspiring.
Yeah.
Awareness explains a lot of things.
Yeah.
From a much higher point of view,
Yeah.
broader point of view. Yeah. And it's not so much that lessons in the past actually prepare you. It's that experiences and a higher comprehension of what actually occurred is what prepares. So I know from my own experience, my own life experience, that spending time like this every morning, practicing what we do, I know in my innermost being that this practice, this activity is extremely valuable.
Yeah.
Okay, and so as I participate in it, I can see the value of it. And had I not had that experience, I probably wouldn't see the value of it.
By engaging, you create it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is where the seeing is. Yeah. So the first 40 years, you can't screw up.
Well, no, because it's largely, it's largely trial and error.
Preparing.
Oh yeah. And I understand now as I consider things like super conscious, I realize that every experience and situation that I entered into and lived through was pre-planned and programmed by that higher intelligence, by that, by cosmic intention. I just know that. I mean, there's been a lot of preordained choices. Go ahead, Pascal.
Yeah, we were supposed to meet here, but we didn't know how or when.
Right. Well, we weren't aware of how or when.
Yeah.
Okay. When the opportunity showed up, we recognized it because we were prepared for it. And this is something else that fascinates me too, is because there's a lot of people I've met, especially in the last few years, where I've known right off the top that there was a soul connection between me and that person, soul energetic. And it's kind of interesting to me because I felt the same thing with Jesse when I first met Jesse. Okay, just for an example. And Jesse reciprocated, like he knew that was true, like I knew it was true. And so we have this relationship, and and it's blossomed into stuff like this, right? But there's other people I've met that I know it, but they don't know from their side that there's a soul connection. And
they just don't understand.
That kind of fascinates me. Well, it's not that they don't get it. It's like they're not at that level of awareness yet.
Of awareness,
so
yeah.
So I'm kind of curious about that. I'm kind of curious if I should, if I should say something, or if I should just wait and keep communing with communing with their spirit from a
Communicate.
distance or whatever.
Yeah.
And, you know, and those kind of things. Because, I mean, any relationship is like that, you know? I mean, it's like the other person always has a choice about whether they're going to engage or not.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you force it, you know, it can be twisted from the beginning,
Mm.
you know?
That's how the energy has to feel, right?
Right.
It really does.
So maybe that's a learning and a sensitivity that's required.
Yeah.
From my end, for sure, right? Like my roommate right now, who I'm living with, I've known him for over 40 years, and the reason we hit it off in the beginning is because we were kind of in the same space way back then. We used to take these little pilgrimages to California over and over. In the 80s, we went to California probably 6 or 7 times, and his aunt was a contract administrator at Paramount Pictures. So, and she lived in Studio City. So we used to go down there, and like there was one time we spent like 5 weeks at her place. It's crazy. But yeah, we drove back and forth, and we actually we camped up the California coast one fall, and had some really good times there. But we haven't communicated. My roommate and I haven't communicated an awful lot in the last 15 years or so since I moved to the States. I moved him down here from Calgary, Alberta in 1993. So he's been here 30 years now. And, so anyways, interesting thing is we're back together. Now, here's an interesting twist too. He is the person who was with me when both of my parents died. My dad died 38 years ago in Edmonton, Alberta, and my roommate Russ was with me then, and we were apart from each other. Yeah, we were apart from each other for quite a long time, and then I came to live with him again in October, and my mom passed away in March,
and you're with him.
I was with him, yeah, and I was with him again. So there's something significant around that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I love that.
And he's turning 70 in July, and he's retiring. He's been a social worker for like 45 years. He's really, really, really good at it. But you know, he's looking at his retirement and this kind of stuff, and he kind of knows that he wants to live a great life from here on out, but he doesn't really have a clue how to get there or whatever.
Now he's got you.
Well, now he's got me. But you know, he's nowhere near the level of awareness that I am. So I'm very sensitive about
what you talk to him about,
what I bring to him, because I don't, you know, I really don't want to mess him up.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you talk about some deep stuff, Craig.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, slow down, backtrack.
Stop. Back the truck up.
Yeah. Start again.
I'm not ready for 14 yards of gravel in my driveway. Thank you.
No, that's cool.
So yeah, so it's interesting that whole thing about
People
soul
being in your
connections
life.
is really fascinating. you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree.
because
That's like the
it's
other day. I was going to tell you about this magnetic mind lady that I've met.
Yeah.
I was at an event and I was chatting to this lady, and she said to me, "Have you spoke to the lady over there with blonde hair?" And I was like, "No." She says, "You have to connect with this lady. I can't remember what she said, but anyway, I didn't do it. And then it got to the end of the event, and I was speaking to one of the ladies who I was doing the event with, and she said, "Have you had a chat with that lady over there with the blonde hair?" And I went, "No." I says, "You're the second person to say that to me." And I went across and I introduced myself, and I was like, "Here's my business card. If you want to have a coffee, I live in Golden Bay." And she was like, "Oh, I'm in Waikiki, which is literally the next village up."
Yeah.
So she phoned me, and we were sitting outside having a coffee, and she was talking about turns out she's a magnetic mind coach. She was one of the
Oh,
first
wow.
500 to get certified.
Oh wow.
And she's built this huge thing, guys. She's got her own app happening, and you can download this app, and there's free meditations, all this free stuff on it, and you can sign up to her courses. She had 55 people sign up for our master class the other day, and I missed
wow.
it because my dad was here. I
Oh,
was gutted.
yeah. Oh,
But,
has your dad gone?
yeah, he left on Saturday night. He flew back to Scotland.
Okay.
So, yeah. And he went back, a lucky man. He won on the horses, not the horses, the football. He does bets for the footy, and he had to pick 10 winning teams. And he picked these 10 winning teams, and he won £22,000. He won.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so he was going home to claim his winnings. A happy man. He's had a great
Oh,
6
kidding.
weeks holiday here.
That paid for
Yay!
his trip.
That paid for his trip, and he threw me a party as well, and had all my friends, and it was just so good. It was amazing.
Awesome.
What's
Stand
the
in
coach's
awe of the
name?
creation.
Yeah.
Deanne Molden, I think. Deanne Molden. Let me just get
Yeah.
her up. I
That's
think
funny.
that's how you say it. It's a distinctive name, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I remember seeing the name.
Deanne Molden, her name is. She's lovely. So I'm catching up with her this week. So I'm looking
Wonderful.
forward to that. Yeah. And I'm like, how do these things happen? Like, 2 people said to me at the event to go and chat with this lady. And then I'm having coffee in my back garden with her. I nearly fell off my chair, guys. Honest to God.
Just the beginning.
Yeah.
It's not even growth season yet.
No, winter's coming. I've got my seeds all ready to be planted. I'm planting my sunflowers this year.
Yeah.
Having my garden and growing my garden again this year. We had such success last year. It's the first time we've ever done that. And we grew so many fruit and veg. It was so much fun. So we're definitely doing that again this year.
Yeah, I'm
So what's your
surprised
word for
that
the day?
I'm
Go ahead,
surprised
Pascal.
that you're surprised about it. That like you met with that lady. Because you finally allow it.
Size of WA. WA is enormous, and she lives in the next village to me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm like, no way.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, if you keep following your heart, like these things will happen all the time.
I'm choosing, my word today is openness.
Yes.
Just choosing to stay open as much as I can.
Yeah.
Openness.
Yeah, and my word that's coming today too is very, very tied to that one as well. Receptive,
Receptive,
receptive.
magnetic.
I want whatever you have for me.
Yeah. And I want it to flow. We want the energy to flow. We don't want to hold on to this energy because we're in fear, or hold on to the energy because we love it so much. We just want to let the energy flow.
I want it all. I want all there is. I won't settle for less.
Patience, open, receptive.
Mine is a group of words that represent evolution. So it started by false self to true self to oneself to no self.
Oh, fuck.
Oh wow.
Who asked that question?
Oh, Pascal. Oh, you just gave me chills, buddy.
You gave those back to me, I think.
Yeah, that's one real awakening when you realize that we've used the term in this group about like the term that it's not personal. And for me, kind of an expansion of that is none of this is about me. None of this is about the me that I think I am. None of it is about me separately. It just isn't. It's about me whole and integrated into the whole. Integrated with the whole. Mixed in. Mixed in. It's about I'm a drop, but I'm lost in the ocean. That drop doesn't exist anymore as a drop. And that's why, as I was saying, like the realization that higher consciousness was actually, or higher intelligence was actually governing my whole life and experience. Yeah, that's the same idea, same concept. I'm a drop for a moment, drop for a lifetime, but I'm still part of the ocean. For a time, I'm a drop. I'm not really a drop. piece of the ocean. But for now, I look like a drop. But that's only temporary. A temporary drop. So Pascal, can you repeat those wise words for us?
Yeah, so false self to true self to oneself to no self.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it reminded me like it was a lady that, you know, I had an exercise that I can go to beach, I can go to forest, I can go to any places that I really love, and journal our experience when we have no shape, no form, no name.
Yeah.
And yeah, this lady was like, yeah, I was in the forest and I turned out as leaves. And then she went to the beach and she said like I was kind of a sand person. She's a woman, but she had no sex. So I was just like a sand person.
Yeah.
And that she experienced that no self. Okay, so she can turn out as anything she wanted.
Yeah.
That's realization for me.
Yeah.
And it actually triggered me when she said that because I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
there's more work to do. That far. But then I was like, yeah, the experience is beautiful. Even though I didn't experience that, my experience is also beautiful and unique.
Yes.
And it was always like, it's that judgment, right? Like, oh, they're better than me, you know, they're further than me, or whatever.
Ah.
Oh, maybe I don't belong here.
Ah.
Yeah.
All this self-talk.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. And I was like, who's talking? It's my ego mind.
Yeah. It's that resistance to blending in.
So that self-sabotaging part of your mind, is that what we're calling the ego?
Yeah, sorry, my earphones were like unplugged. I was like, maybe I'm disconnected completely and I'm just talking to myself for a while.
Is that what you're saying is the ego?
Yeah. Yeah, because like I asked my question that who's doubting, who's frustrated, and then I'll be like, it's me. And who am I? And I get no answer. So yeah, my ego mind talking. Because I'm already whole love, complete, everything.
Yeah.
Right, and when we are talking about realization, well, to me, what we need to realize is the self. That's what it's called, self-realization. Okay? Remember that we're whole, you know, like there's nothing, there's nowhere to go and nothing to do.
No
That's
way to
it.
improve.
No,
Nothing to improve.
no.
Yeah.
But we get all these experience in our life to know that, oh, I'm not that. So that's kind of a dead end. So, okay, let's try something else. Let's try to have lots of money and like see if that makes me happy or whatever. And then you're like, huh, that didn't again. You know, so it's all these experience, and then really to come to the realization that you're already whole, you're already complete, you're already everything. So,
Yeah. Yeah, and so many of those attempts run directly counter to the cosmic intelligence that's governing your life.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
like it's like they're in direct opposition in a lot of cases. Yeah.
Yeah, just to make you realize who you are.
That's funny because we use the term self-realization for that, but it's not. It's realizing that you're not a self.
Yeah, well, yeah, at one point, right? You know,
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
it's a stepping stone if you,
Yes. Yeah.
right? So
Because I'm going through a major awareness of who I am on a cosmic scale, and the deeper and deeper I get into that, you know, I realize that my power and my identity is blending in, like that powerfulness of being and that powerfulness of identity is blended in. It's I'm big and I'm that big and I'm that small at the same time, all at once. I'm nothing and everything at once. No, I am the full spectrum.
yeah, it was a
Once.
full package, Craig.
Well, yeah, but just starting to grab that and integrate it is oh my.
Oh my.
Yeah. So that journey is what I'm here to write and speak about. It's about that drop becoming the ocean. That drop blending in. To the vastness of void.
Yeah, just hearing what did it for me, it's like hearing that I'm 2 to 3%, I think 2.5% of my higher self. And I was like, what? That's it? And like knowing that what we see, it's like, I think it's like something like 0.3 of what the reality is. And I was just like, holy, talking about grow.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's like,
Where did you get these numbers from?
in my head. No, I'm just kidding. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't quite remember, but
I've heard similar numbers.
The principle, the principle of
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
very real. Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck.
It's one of those things you can't really put numbers to because it kind of obscures it, but you can. Yeah. We're a fraction.
Grasp the idea.
yeah,
We're a
well, yeah, it
fraction
doesn't
of
matter
of who we actually are.
if you say 10%, right? It doesn't matter, or like 50% even, right? Like let's put it
Yeah.
50-50. Like there's still 50% to growth. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
This is exciting.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. And so are we open? Are we open or receptive to that unrealized part?
Yes. I'm saying yes.
Are we stuck in the part we know? You know, do we settle for that part that we know? Or that we
Well,
think
I'll go
we
for change.
know? Yeah.
Mhm.
So this morning I was sun gazing, like I was mentioning, and then and I mentioned to you guys that I get these splash of color. And then like I was kind of really wondering like, what is it, right? And they go like, say, they merge together. So like say like the outside will be green, or no, the opposite. It would be blue, the inside, and then the outside would be green.
Yeah.
But like, and then I was wondering, like, and I kind of asked the question, like, just you was doing. I took some big breath and stuff,
Morning.
and I was like, what does it mean? And I got the answer that I'm recalibrating my chakra.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Because like they go, and that's almost the first time this morning that I got like the red and the orange.
Yeah.
Or red to yellow or something. Yeah, they merge like, you know, like if we follow the red, orange, yellow, and then green, and so
Roy
on.
Jabib.
And I was just like, what does it mean? Right? Like it's almost like, I mean, my true self knows what it means, but then, you know, my ego mind doesn't. That's why I ask questions.
Yeah.
I need to know, right? But really, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
Right.
You know?
Here's something that you might want to be aware of, is that you've been recalibrating like this your whole life.
Yeah, and that I think this is just a tool, right?
Yeah. All of a sudden now you're beginning to actually see the colors and actually know and observe what's going on. That's been going on since you were a baby.
Right. I just couldn't see it, or I didn't pay
Wasn't
attention.
aware of it.
You know,
Pay attention.
that's what I mean by that higher intelligence that's governing your life. I mean, it's been going on.
Pretty much guided us.
It's been
It's guided
happening.
us. Yeah, I
drawing
love
you
that.
into
See, knowing that,
experiences and all that stuff.
yeah, and protecting us and showing us, because the signs are there.
Yeah.
We just need to look for them, be aware of them.
Because, you know, I look back on my life and I realize the terror, the trauma, the death experience, the strange birth, all that kind of stuff, all of that stuff was very, very intentional.
Yeah, yeah. Especially with what you had to say
necessary for my
For
life
you.
path.
Yeah.
Necessary for that drop in the ocean. Necessary for that particular drop. Because higher intelligence was creating something.
Yeah.
Was co-creating something with me.
With you.
co-creating a life and a role that fits in to
the bigger picture, to all that's happening on Earth right now. So
right, the spiritual awakening and everything that's happening right now, like I've been massaged into that.
And now we're right here,
from
right
before
now,
birth.
guys.
From before birth. Yeah, exactly. And you start realizing that whole picture has that higher governance has been
there always.
It's been there and yeah, and what's really strange is it's not manipulation, it's electromagnetic.
Just is.
Like it just is.
Abraham Hicks, it just is.
Yeah. And our ego identity is part of that, but there's a strange attachment that we get to our ego identity, and that's the part that requires the letting go. That's part of the
letting go.
That's part of the life. That's part of the experience. That's part of the process. That's part of that's part of the plan. When you come to realize that you can actually live without that, you can continue to live without that attachment, without that ball and chain on your ankle. That's what it is. Your self-consciousness is the resistance to that divine intention. And the resistance actually strengthens the divine intention.
Say that again, the resistance what?
The resistance to it actually strengthens the divine intention.
How do we break free of that?
Yeah. Because I was taken to a place in my life where I couldn't resist anymore. I was unable to resist. That was the breaking point. I was one tough SOB because I resisted like crazy until I couldn't. I'm an even more tough SOB right now than I was before because I resisted.
Yeah.
My helplessness became resilience. And sustainability, which is back to my North Node, right? How do you learn sustainability?
Right.
By being pressured over and over and over again, and by resisting the pressure, by learning to resist the pressure, by learning to do all that. And then once you let go, you're left with somebody that's extremely resilient and sustainable. How do you create that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm starting to understand, and looking back, how that was created.
Yeah.
And how I co-created it.
Yeah.
The resistance was part of that. My resistance was part of that creation.
Yeah.
A necessary part.
And it had to be.
It had to be. Because that's what's required. That's what's required of a leader in the new Earth, in the new planet. It's one of the requirements. It's the equipment of leadership. The tools, toolbox.
Yeah.
Morning. You know, and I agreed to all that. In fact, I volunteered for it before I was even conceived, before coming here.
Yeah.
It was all laid out. The unknown factors weren't me. The unknown factors was everybody else that I would interact with. Those are the unknowns. But all of them, all of the relationships shaped. All of them had a part in it.
Mm. Yeah, because if we didn't have relationships, we wouldn't have anything.
Right. Well, that's foundational. I mean, that's what it's all about.
That's where the soul sister thing comes in, and like soul partners. That's where that comes in.
Oh,
because you
yeah,
meet people, and sometimes you just meet someone and you just know, and you feel intuitively that you've known this person, you know.
Yes. Yeah.
And they're not at that level of awareness.
Right.
And it's so beautiful to watch as they start to grow into that awareness as the friendship grows over the years. I love that.
Yeah, you guys have become my family. Like I've never imagined a family could be. What a gift we are to each other.
Yes, it is.
Guys, I'm gonna have to jump off for now. I'll try and catch you. Thank you.
Hey, Ali,
Bye,
thank you
Ali.
for
Great night.
ping-ponging with me this morning.
Yes.
Mhm.
Bye, Ali.
Thanks, guys. Good
Have a
night.
good night.
Have a great
Ali.
day.
Open.
Yeah, yeah. Stay open. Malachi 3 verse 10. Just dare me to open up the windows of heaven.
Hmm.
And you'll receive more than you could ever contain.
Like your dump of gravel on your driveway.
Yeah, but I measured it. This is abundance. We know it's abundance because you can't measure it. You just dwell in the concept and it blows your mind.
Yeah, because there's nothing to measure.
It's a dynamic. It just is. It's a dynamic or a continuum. It's a flow. It's always active. Yeah, an ocean of dynamic.
Motion of dynamic.
An ocean.
Oh, ocean of dynamic.
Ocean of dynamic.
Vastness of equal, open, and I don't know.
That's the closest metaphor we have on Earth for the field, is the ocean. So much of it is unexplored. Seems to go on forever. And it covers the majority of the surface of the Earth.
And we haven't seen most of the coverage of the Earth.
Yeah. That's interesting because all the land mass has been surveyed pretty much. But people have seen pretty much all of it, but you can't say the same about the ocean because water is a dynamic.
We spend a lot more time on this side of it.
Yeah. In fact, you may have never encountered the same molecule twice in your lifetime. There's that many.
Mhm.
Like the snowflakes.
Yep. They're all unique. See, all this walking must make me be losing weight. My pants keep falling down.
Tends to be a consequence.
That could be a good thing.
Need a new wardrobe.
Well, I need a new wardrobe anyway.
Mm.
I packed in a rush. So yeah, I got barely a suitcase full of clothes. That's all I have left. But I haven't really had a need to buy anything new. I haven't. That's an interesting experience too. More learnings around sustainability. You guys are gonna love this book. You guys are just gonna eat it up. Oh boy.
Can't wait for it.
Patience, patience.
Wait.
Yep. And yes, and
yep, still working on the words. But they're coming.
so I love to think about numbers. Yeah. And I was just thinking about, I love how I can interplay with them. Yeah. Just move them around, stretch them, different timings. Yeah. And it's like giving people, when it's aimed at what people want, make the number as big as possible. Use the biggest numbers, use the biggest time frame, use the biggest spread. And then when it's things that they don't want, use the smallest frequency, the smallest amount of time, the smallest values. It's all saying the same thing. So that was what I was triggered in. Like it's like just observing in the patience of making an offer. Laying out, this is the scenario, and so let's here's the minimum scenario. Here is the monthly scenario. Here is how it looks each month.
Yeah.
Talking about expenses, that's what we'll look at. Oh, this is the month.
So is that the primary way that you recapture profit? It's by reducing expenses?
That's well, yeah, that's a big
It's one of the
component.
ways, right?
Well, with this new, with the carbon credits, it is a significant motivator.
Yeah.
And it's a whole new offering, right? And it's a whole new, it's where companies want to go, but they don't know how to. Why? Well, oil companies are resisting even going into it. And so why not be a radical offer and get compensated for reducing their emissions?
Maybe you should be talking to the accountants.
That's exactly the procurement guys and the accountants is where I have aim like I'm considering re-aiming it and starting with them.
Yeah, because if you don't understand spreadsheets, you wouldn't really get that. You wouldn't get the impact of this.
Mm-hmm. And it's not like everyone wants to talk to the accountant or procurement guy or gal.
Right. Exactly.
And they don't really have much value that they can contribute because they are just usually an expense.
Right.
And so it's like you give them a golden bullet and they will be on your side.
Well, and the other thing is too, they've got a foot in the door.
Yes.
With the decision maker.
Yes.
Because the decision maker has to answer to those numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the difference between being fired and getting a bonus.
And being a hero.
Yeah.
Not very often do they get the opportunity to be the hero.
Well, yeah.
The accountants, procurement people, and that was what hit me last week is like, that's the strategy.
Yep.
The other guys, they care about oil production, and I don't even think they do that. But
right.
So
yeah, they don't want to have to think about it.
Right. And so now I've got the CFO driving it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And isn't that interesting that wasn't really all that obvious going in?
Procurement for us is always a battle.
Yeah.
Because we come in and they want to knock it all the way down. They want to chop it all the way down on the spreadsheets. And so if they have an incentive, like a huge incentive, yeah, they'll knock it down, but they'll be a whole lot more supportive, especially when your competitor comes in to compete with it. Which I think when we do a project, I don't think anyone else can come in and do it. I think we own the project, which is huge.
That's better. Better for you.
You know, especially if we're signed up to be the reporting part of it. Part of our service agreement. Because you can't have the oil company reporting its own credits.
Right.
That's the fox guarding the hen house.
Yeah.
So just
Oh
and
wow.
what I'll write with it is like
That is so powerful.
Sustainability, my man.
Well, yeah, because the thing is, they're in a position where they have to make you a participant.
Yep.
An ongoing one.
Ongoing minimum guaranteed X amount. Now here I'm gonna put it in perspective. I was looking at slicing and dicing it, and so revenue from this type of offer comes in at about 10 million a year.
Yeah.
At the minimum-ish, right? If all companies went in on it, right, it'd be about 10 million a year. And what I'm saying is like, and here I only used a third. I said, I want a third of the credit. Take a guess at how much that third was worth. 28 million.
Yeah. So it's a percentage. Yeah. Yeah. A piece of the action is always worth more.
Well, and here that carbon credit right now is worth $74 a ton, $74 a ton, and a year ago it was 200. So it fluctuates.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So I know the future of that carbon credit is going to be worth a whole lot more. That's the piece that I want.
Well, yeah, because the pressure is going to increase.
And so whoever comes up with this solution should get a good piece of that chunk.
Yeah, no kidding.
So that was the 50% that I was like, I was going back and forth. What percentage should I take? And how to convince it 50% is well worth it. Because I can't really go in and say, look, customers, I'm already got a contract with you. I'm already doing work for this. I want to double my price per well. It just won't work.
Yeah.
But I can come in with the carbon reduction credits that are huge. I mean, I'm talking like for the big companies, it's over a 1,200% return.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's a no-brainer. So I'm trying to make the number as small as possible as the biggest no-brainer there is, and then deliver 3 times.
Yeah.
Because all I have to do is convince it the minimum.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. And I've seen the brilliance of it since December, but I couldn't get the specifics. I couldn't get the program. I couldn't fit it into the program. I could just fit in the concept. And then Thursday or Friday of last week, I found the probe.
Wow. That's so freaking amazing.
Isn't it? And the dirtiest producers will be the ones that make a whole shit ton of money. It's the way they wrote the law. It's
Oh,
not
wow.
law. It's the way they wrote the guideline.
Better.
To punish them. But
Right. And they're
innovators will
going to
find a way
benefit the
around.
most.
Yeah, I know. And that,
That's funny.
that's how they wrote it. That's how they structured it, was to penalize. But when you penalize innovators, they're going to find a way around the loophole. And those that hang in it long enough are going to be the ones that benefit. And it just so happened that I reconnected with a guy in Canada who was ready to spread the model up there.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
He's got pretty good connections with the First Nations up there.
Yeah, there's tribes in Alberta that have become extremely wealthy due to oil and gas.
And I
Rightly
really,
so.
yeah, and I really, and I think that those types will be the ones that will be the big fuel behind it, right? They'll be, we want that and this. Meaning we want our oil revenue and we want it cleaner, because that's what's not happening right now.
Yeah, the two of them together.
The mindset is we can't do both. We can't have.
Yeah, the
both.
mindset is either or.
Yep.
That's binary thinking. It always goes there.
Yep.
This or this.
Yep.
Pick one. Take both, please. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah, we have this mentality of that we need to lose something to gain something.
Well, that's part of it. And we also have this thing, especially in business, where I've got to make this happen. I've got to manipulate the situation, or I've got to tinker with something in order to make something in order to have a result. I mean, the whole work world is based on that. Solve this problem, create this result. And it's a very unproductive space to be in. It really is. That is counterintuitive.
And it's taking what we did last quarter budget year and doing it again. just a little better, right? Slight improvements. And then you prepare them for radical change. Yeah. And just because you figured out how to do it. Patience.
Yeah.
A lot of many partners couldn't stay in long enough.
Well, how do you view what you've just created, what you've been creating over the last 6 months?
I view it over 16 years.
Yeah.
And longer.
Yeah.
But how do I view it? First I thought I had to go create something else, which that's where my focus went. I thought I was dead. I thought the oil field was dead. I thought California oil is dead.
Yeah.
So I left it. Mentally left it. And I mentally left it for 2020, March of 2020 till December of 2022. So almost 2 years. Mentally disengaged from it. And then, oh, wait, there's a way it's not dead. You mean we can do this?
When did you come to that? Maybe it's not dead.
December.
Okay.
A new partner said, "Do you know you guys are doing this?" No.
Oh, interesting. Got a new pair of eyes on it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, 30 days after we started this.
Yep. Do you think they're connected in any way?
Oh, I know they are.
That was a rhetorical question, just for the record, of
right.
course.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course.
So my point is that through practice and some trial and error, etc., we actually formulated a brand new way to create, brand new mode of creation.
Yeah. Brought forth what was way deep inside that I couldn't see.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
The
And
whole
what's interesting
16
is
years.
that mode of creation can be replicated and applied to thousands of situations.
Every life.
So that's the real value of it, is beyond your own situation, although your own situation is pretty damn abundant.
Pretty unique. Yeah,
All
pretty
by
unique.
itself.
All by itself. Pretty unique. Equally unique. Everyone's got theirs. Like everyone's got their reason that they've spent their first 40 years going for something.
And that's the premise that I'm building my future business my future business relationships around as well.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, you guys are
Is
my
it 30?
coaches.
Yep. That 30 years ago, I created this and it's become this, and I can do it. I can do it again. I can do it anytime I want with whoever I want.
Mhm. Well, I don't know, like I got that part of it, but then there's also like, there's also I would be surprised that these people showed up like they did and out of nowhere. So it's not like I knew it. It was just like it was the possible, like it revealed itself in the moment.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that's what you meant, but
yeah.
an untrained listener to that could listen to it somewhere else.
Yeah, because the thing is, the energy of your creation attracted who was meant to be part of it.
That's right. And removed the others that weren't.
Right, exactly. So all of a sudden you have your production people aren't participating, but your accounting people are.
Mhm.
And that was a surprise, right? Sort of.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it's like out of the blue, like, oh, what about that?
Yeah.
That's an opposite strategy.
Yeah. All of a sudden, your financial people are key in the creation.
Mhm.
Yep.
And
The details reveal themselves.
you sure do.
They're not something that we can make up.
Well, we can, right? We can, and we can force it. We can push it, and it's
Well, that's what I mean.
ironic. It's ironic that I'm outside of the window in which I would have to pay my partner $250,000 to complete our transaction.
Right.
And it happened in the right, like it just happened. That time, that window's too short. That even if this blew up, there's no way I'd have to pay him that. Now,
Yeah.
I'm all right paying it, but it's like don't have to.
Yeah.
So hindsight's 2020. 204 days. That's all it takes.
Yeah. Thing that I'm noticing too, though, about hindsight is that it's not 2020 right away.
Mhm.
Because I keep finding things. I keep finding little treasures in the experience, like these little
Like, it gets
realizations about what was actually going on.
And clear and
Yeah,
clear.
the clarity gets greater and greater all the time.
Like as we get closer to the creation of it, right? It's like, oh, as it becomes realer. From the invisible to the visible.
Yeah.
Competitive advantage is I've been doing it for 16 years. Didn't know I was doing this aspect of it.
Yeah.
So I've got a 16-year advantage over my competitor who doesn't even offer this type of stuff.
Yeah.
And I've got the formula, right? The how to sell it into it, which like word on the street, they won't know that.
Yeah. And that's what makes innovation so powerful.
That we
That you've
scratch
got a
their
leg
head,
up,
trying
you
to
know?
figure out how to beat it. And sure,
How would you have liked the opportunity to invest in the smartphone in about 2001?
Yep.
You know, I mean, that's what we're talking about here.
that is exactly that is, yeah. And well, what's Apple worth right now?
I don't know, but the smartphone's taken over the world.
And I think they're just under $1 trillion.
Yeah.
What I'm targeted is about yeah, it's not quite $1 trillion. So
Yeah.
but if I do have a contract for $1 billion a year or $2 billion a year, that's got a pretty good price tag on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just my spreadsheet billionaire.
Yeah. You know, that's one of the frustrations of being ahead of your time. It's like
For 16 years.
pretty much my whole professional life. I've been written off as crazy.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
It's like, and finally everything's coming home to roost, you know?
Yeah. And where I used to say, oh, I'm going to show you, that charge is not there anymore.
Yeah, because it just doesn't matter.
You just wait. It's, there's a part of that that'll be there. They'll have that taste of it.
Oh yeah.
I don't hold it for them.
Yeah.
I hold they made their choice. Just like I did.
Back then.
Yep. Just like I did.
Yeah. Oh wow. You know, that's like I'm looking at my life relationships in that light too right now. And wow. People were looking potential right in the face time after time after time and said no. And the truth is it's their loss, like it's like you can't go back and rectify it, especially when they've drawn their line in the sand. I'm talking business relationships, but I'm also talking my wife. Man, oh man, she has no idea what she turned down. And that's okay. It was her choice.
Yeah. My best man. Same way, he gave up. So, yep, mine too.
Wow. Yep. Yeah, it's very sad. Mm. Yeah. Especially her, because I invited her to come, you know. I said, look, I said, I don't know what's coming, but I want you to be part of it. And, she said no. Wow. The choice she made. Unbelievable.
And grateful for the ones that did say yes.
Funny thing is, there's very few that said yes. I mean, that's part of the reason I'm here with you guys right now. Because before everything fell apart, you guys show up. Just before everything fell apart. So it's not like you guys had a choice. That's what's so fascinating about this. Is that all of us are the beneficiaries of everybody else's no. In fact, if it wasn't for her no, I doubt that I would be here. If it wasn't for her no, I doubt that I would be here. If it wasn't for her no, none of this would have opened up.
How painful was that? No.
Oh, I'm still feeling it. But the trigger has become an anchor. Oh wow, that's profound right there.
Mhm.
Yep. Her no has been the foundation of everything that followed it.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Never thought you'd be able to let go of it, huh?
Well, I'm not going to let go of it because, like I say, it's a foundation.
Yep.
It's like it created the space for all of us.
And never knowing what space it's creating going forward.
Yeah. Never underestimate the space that no creates. Oh wow. You ever heard that in a business book?
Nope.
I sure as hell haven't.
But I like it.
I like it too. That's a bestseller right there, man.
Mm. Say it again.
Never
Don't.
underestimate The space a no creates. Yeah, there's many dimensions to that. Yeah. Yeah, because the response to it was hostile and destructive. The response to that invitation. That's what I can't. That's what I can't understand. Because the invitation was potential speaking. It was a choice to not believe in potential. Yep, boys, we get to play with potential energy for a living. That's what we do. Wow, and what an abundant living it is. Holy crap. Oh man. Can you guys tell I'm loving my life?
Just a little.
Right. It's like, oh
Can you?
man.
Can you? Because that's the only one that matters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And everyone, people are looking for like, I don't know how to do it. And there is a way. And it is not how you think it is.
Nope. Nope. Thinking has nothing to do with it, actually.
And there is, right? That's true. We all think it should be a certain way, look a certain way. And
Yep. Yep.
that's what throws it off.
Thinking gets in the way.
Yep.
Thinking actually destroys it.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, wow. Thinking destroys potential.
And I would say emotion too.
What, emotion destroys it?
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because if you need to be happy, or if you have to feel happy to be happy, then you'll be unhappy.
Yeah, but is happiness a feeling?
Or whatever, like you want to use for, say, a good feeling.
Happiness is the ocean. For me, happiness is the ocean.
I think like the emotion is the experience of life, and to allow that is where whatever we want can exist. And so I would say the avoiding the resistance is like, as Pascal, is what you said, is like that's where I would say the delineation between the emotion.
Okay.
And I think, so much of us say, well, I have to be happy all the time. And it's like, that's such an unreal expectation. It's not the truth.
No. Well, because emotions are never permanent.
That's right. It's always one moment. It's like how we relate to them, attach to them. It's like they're just part of life.
So if you say you always want to feel happy, that's not even possible. Because you can't feel only one emotion forever.
Exactly. It's like,
Not even in the realm of possibility.
Possibility. I know. Yeah, we all think it is.
Mm-hmm.
We think that's what we want, which is why we ignore the present moment.
Yeah, that's what we.
Right, because I'm not feeling happy in it.
Mm-hmm. I can't be it until I have something, right? It's like, oh God, that never ends.
That's what I mean. Like, happy is not the feeling of it. Happy is a state. Okay? The emotion happy is the energy of that state. So if you're in a state of happiness, you can be in that state all the time.
It's
And then
a
you can
choice.
turn around
It's a
and
chemical
choose.
reaction.
Yeah, and then you can choose when you want to feel it, when you want to feel that in your body. Instead of leaving it to your body to create that chemical soup for you, you can intentionally create it.
Yeah, it comes down to say, be how you want to feel, and feel how you want to be.
Yeah. So when I said the other day that a magician transforms energy, that's what I'm talking about. Do I want to feel the energy of happy? Yeah. I'm a magician. I can do that at will. I can feel the energy of whatever I want whenever I want. Because I'm a master of it. I'm a master of the energy. I'm a magician. And it's a lot more fun when it's in conjunction with that higher intelligence that I've been talking about. because then it's shared. That energy is shared, which is basically what we're doing here every morning. We get together and we share energy with each other. We create an energetic organism that's self-sustaining and has a life of its own. And these emotions keep showing up in these altered states that we're playing in, just because that's the nature of it. That's where our sensitivities are. What I've been doing the last 6 months or so is transforming the energy of no into something that's useful and valuable for me.
Transforming no into yes ands. You bet. Ah,
Yeah.
transforming the energy, transforming the no.
Yeah. So it's transforming the energy of it. It's like running a clock by putting two electrodes in a, what is it they use, a citric, like an orange or a lemon. You ever seen that experiment? There's potential energy in that lemon that will actually run a clock. Same thing. There's potential energy in no. It's very potent and powerful energy, because it's been controlling most of our lives for a long time. So is that energy controlling us, or are we going to control it? Oh, you guys, this has been this whole thing about transforming the energy of no. Holy crap! There's another chapter for the book, boys. Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! I love writing this shit. This is great. Oh my.
Yeah, it's How do you know? It's like you have fun doing it.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I'm gonna make breakfast, so I'm gonna step out. If you guys want to keep going, I can keep it on.
Sure. What do you say, Pascal? Do you want to stay on?
It doesn't matter to me. I have nowhere to go
Okay. Well, I don't either right now. So yeah,
ever.
I'm willing to expand this. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Because we already know there's a lot more to come. Oh, I'm gonna have to stay still because my battery's going dead.
You what?
I said I'm gonna have to stay still because my battery's going dead.
Oh,
My phone.
you in your house or?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually out on the patio.
Nice.
Where I like to be.
Yeah. Outside, right?
Yep. Yeah, I'm a real outdoors oriented person.
Yeah, same here.
Yep.
That's why I choose this work.
Yep. Yeah, I used to do that too. Painting houses and I used to do snow removal and cut grass a lot,
Mm.
like industrial cutting,
Yeah.
and that
Never
kind
been
of stuff.
a big fan of that, but
'Cause it's
not for everyone.
It's mindless work.
Yeah.
In fact, that was the first business I started and ran was a.
I mean, I would probably enjoy it more now than before, just
Mhm.
because I didn't know what to do with the mindless business or work. Now I do.
Yeah.
It's just another opportunity to be present with it, right?
Yep.
It's amazing exploring, like when I get ready for work in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
like just exploring, being present and not thinking. It's
Yeah.
like as soon as I'm done whatever I'm doing, so what I do, say, I used to like okay, I gotta start this, gotta do this, that,
Yep.
I got a bunch of stuff.
First thing in the morning, right?
Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff that I'm gonna turn the kettle for my tea, and then like I'm gonna start juicing, and I'm gonna wash my veggie, I'm gonna let the dog out, you know what I mean? Like I was doing all these little things.
Yep.
But not finishing any task at once.
Interesting.
So now, say I'm juicing, well, I'm gonna wash my veggie. When I'm done my veggie, I'm gonna juice, right? And then when I'm done juicing, I'm gonna grab the jar and then I'll put it on the counter. Done. Now let's move on to my tea. Okay, turn the kettle. Like I do task by task. And it's amazing to me that I don't need to think, because as soon as I'm done that task, there's a thought, but it's an action that comes to mind.
Mhm.
It's never like, oh, well, should I do this or that or that? No, it's just like, boom. Okay, now it's coffee, or it's tea, or it's this, or it's that, right? And as soon as I get the thinking going, then I say, bring it back. And right away, I come back to the present moment, right? But some days are better than others, right? Depending sometime if I slept well, or it might be other factors, I don't know, but I notice that. But it's interesting to be the awareness of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And almost not the person that's doing the task.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because I know I don't need to think how to do the stuff I need to do in the morning. So sometimes I'm like, even driving, you know, like we all had that. You know, we talk to a friend or something, and then we're lost in that conversation. And then we're like, oh, I'm already home.
Yeah.
How's that possible, right? So I think we're losing that ego mind identity, right? Like, so we're lost in the conversation because it's so much fun. So it's light, I guess. It's a light conversation. It's not dense. But it happened all the time for me now, you know.
Yep.
Especially in these calls. I don't even know where I'm going. But something is driving the truck.
Yeah.
But there's always a learning curve, you would say, right? Like, say, like
Yeah.
when you're starting to learn how to drive stick shift, right? Like, whoa,
Yep.
You got to be conscious about it, right? Like not too much gas, a little bit of gas. I don't want to stall. I don't want to do this, right?
Easy on the clutch.
Yeah. But then eventually it's just an automatic. You don't even think like you're driving it. You ever drive like a double clutch truck?
Semi
Yeah,
tractor.
semi. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, those are like the first time you do it, it's just like, wow, okay.
Yeah, when I first moved to Calgary the summer of 1980, I got a job with Hertz Truck Rental.
Oh yeah.
And and they had tractors that they rented out, like semi tractors that they rented out as well. So,
oh, they did?
I had to drive those around. Yep.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yep. I know I never used all 18 gears though.
No.
No.
Yeah, you got to be.
I used maybe 3 or 4.
Oh, okay. Well, it's the same thing.
But I never had a load on the back, so it's like.
Yeah, nobody like really used 18 gears. You always skip some. Always.
Well, but they're there because there's sometimes you need them,
Oh yeah, for sure. They all need it.
especially if you got a load.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They all need it. Especially like the low one.
Yep. It's pretty easy to lay rubber with those too. You know,
To what, sorry?
it's pretty easy to lay rubber.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You pop a clutch and you lay a patch.
Uh-huh.
If you don't have a load on, it's pretty easy. Yeah, I have some karmic connections to Calgary. A number
Yeah.
of them. Yeah. My parents were married there, actually. They had kind of run away from home in Saskatchewan and ended up in Calgary.
Mm. There was the election last night.
Oh, really? Election in Alberta?
Well, Alberta, yeah.
So what happened there? Or do they know yet?
No, we know. It's a majority of conservative. It was that, and like they were trying to go to bring the NDP, which is like in complete correlation with Justin Trudeau. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're hand to hand, you know. And
Oh,
we
really?
knew. Well, I know. It was annoying, I guess, that like if NDP would have been coming in, because we're kind of the only odd province,
Yeah, always are.
right?
Mhm.
We're really odd, right? Like.
Yep. Has there
but in
ever
a
been an
good sense.
NDP government in Alberta?
I don't know. I don't follow politics much,
'Cause
but
I think the Liberals were in power for a while. That's after I left.
yeah, it could be. It could be.
Yep. Did you
But
be able to
Finn
buy
Coops-
cards that said I'm as lonely as a Liberal in Alberta?
Yeah, but I think conservative did the best here for sure. I really
Yeah,
think
they had
so.
a pretty long run.
Yeah.
That's when I
So,
moved to Alberta in '76. So that'd be about 4 years after Lougheed was premier,
right.
and the Conservative Party took over. So yeah, but it was social credit for a long time.
Mm. Yeah, I just think like if NDP would have come in, like she would have just say yes to everything that Mr. Trudeau would say. You know. Oh, no pipeline. Oh, okay, no problem.
That wouldn't be very popular in Alberta.
No. Wow, that's the thing. Like
Alberta's
had
been
a
fighting with
little
the
bit of-
Trudeaus for about 50 years,
Oh, I know. I know.
55 even.
I know, but like the thing, like with you know, the pandemic, things were not so sure because like anyway, just based on like my wife's comment of her client and stuff, they were voting NDP. So I was really really wondering, you know, what's gonna happen, but I guess we were enough of us to keep everything the same.
Yeah. how long you been living in there in Alberta now? It's not very long. I know it's what, about
Well,
5 years?
I was 2 years, like more like Alberta altogether with Banff. It's been like 20 years.
Oh, altogether. Yeah. But you were in BC
Yeah,
for a
because
while. weren't
like 2 years, yeah.
you? Okay.
But the rest of the time I was always Alberta.
Yeah, because the politics there
So-
since about 2000, the politics there have been really, really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I left there in 2005. So and
Okay.
after that, things went really crazy there.
Yeah, we got a good premiere now, so that's what I found,
Yep.
So that really helped. Well, I really like her. I listened to her. She used to have like a radio show.
Yep.
And yeah, obviously what she was saying, like it didn't really resonate with their whole agenda, so she got kicked off with that, and that's when she became premier.
Yeah.
So like that whole no you guys were talking about. That's
So
really
who is she?
Danielle Smith.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did she work in radio or something? You said.
Yeah.
So where was she, on a TV station or something, or radio station? Or whatever?
Radio station, yeah. AM
Which
radio station.
Which one?
I can't remember. 1060
Is it Edmonton or
something like
Calgary?
that. Calgary. Yeah. And when I was working residential, I don't know, I was drawn to her to listen to her show. I didn't care about music really, so I was listening to her, and then.
I'm just asking because I was really active in politics when I lived there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And I've never been a politic guy, like really not.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, like
I
I was
just,
a
like-
member of the Conservative Party for a while,
okay.
and I became a member of the Liberal Party for a while because
Okay.
one of my best friends was running.
Hmm. But for what I heard, like NDP was all about keeping the old stuff, like fighting back to keep like our public school,
Yeah,
everything public, right? Like all that old stuff, and then like
yeah.
she
Not
was
really.
kind of the
They just opposed everything that was going on. It didn't matter what it was. They just opposed it.
yeah. But it's like
Like when Lougheed won his first election, I think there was six NDPs? And all the rest of the seats were Conservative.
yeah,
Might have been one independent, maybe. But the NDP had some really good people in their party. There was
Yeah.
a guy named Grant Notley. In fact, I think his daughter might be the head of the party.
Graham what?
Grant Notley.
Oh yeah, so she is. Her name is Rachel Notley.
Yeah, Rachel Notley. Yeah, she's his daughter.
Oh, she's the daughter.
Yeah, she's his daughter. He died in a plane crash a number of years ago.
Okay.
Because he was from one of those northern ridings like Peace River or Grand Prairie or up there somewhere,
Mm,
up north there somewhere.
okay.
And so he'd fly back and forth a lot.
Yeah.
And yeah, and one time his plane crashed.
Oh wow.
So it's kind of like Justin Trudeau
Yeah.
taking over the reins of the Liberal Party, right?
Right.
Because Western Canadians had a real love-hate relationship with his dad.
Right.
Like I wouldn't say the same things about Pierre Trudeau as I would about Grant Notley.
Right.
Very different individuals. I mean,
Uh-huh.
Pierre had some good ideas, but his methods of implementing those ideas were just really twisted,
Mm-hmm.
which is sad because
Well, he was much better than Justin, that's for sure.
well, yeah,
I mean, Justin is like, well, he's just a puppet. That's the thing. Like, I don't know if we can blame him or, he's just like, like, remember, like, in the beginning that he got elected, so he was trying to make, well, you would say, like, he was trying to make peace with everyone.
Yeah.
But the way he was going to make peace, like, say he was going to India, so he was, like, dressing like an Indian.
Yeah.
It was just like, what are you talking? Like, what are you doing? That's not your culture. That's not you. That's not. I like, we're like, well, yeah, we got a clown. Like, do everything.
Yeah.
So he's just a yes man.
The children of successful leaders historically have been pretty wimpy compared to their, compared to their parent.
Their parents, yeah.
But again, it depends on the parent.
Yeah. And the thing, like, yeah, he does things that he doesn't know better, right? Like, it's just like, it's part of his, not agenda, well, kind of agenda, right? Like, it's whatever he's been through, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's like, do we blame him, or it's, he's part of us, right? Like, he's a human being or an alien like us. I don't know. Like, he's part of it. So, right?
Some people, it's just more obvious that they're an alien.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But as far as I know, I don't think I'm from here, right?
Well, yeah. I know
Right?
I'm not.
So
I know I'm not.
well, yeah,
I'm sure
that's the thing. So, would you consider yourself as an alien?
Yep. Do every day.
So,
they even call me that on this side of the border.
oh yeah.
I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. A legal alien. That's the
legal
verbiage.
alien.
Yeah. Legal alien.
Yeah,
I even have an alien number.
Oh yeah.
Yep, that's what they call it. What's your A number?
My A number?
Yep. Alien.
What do you mean?
What's your alien number?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah, they gave you that when you immigrate.
Oh.
They give you an alien number. but you have that so that they can make a legal entity out of you.
Yeah, like, yeah, you can like, cause like when you're born and you go get your gift, like your gift certificate, but your birth certificate, it's all in capital letter, right?
Yeah, basically, here's how the drill works. Okay, you can come and live in the U.S. if you volunteer to be a taxpayer.
Yeah.
Okay, and I mean, and that's all it is. It's not really about residency or where you live or anything like that. It's that you volunteer to become a taxpayer.
Right.
Because you're actually collateral. You're the collateral for the national debt.
Mm-hmm.
Is basically what it is. That's what American citizenship has become.
Yeah, I was watching some stuff before regarding like kind of be out of the system. And not have to pay taxes, not have to do any of that. I think they didn't even have like driver license, they didn't have insurance, they didn't have, or maybe insurance, but not driver license for sure. Like all the papers from government, they didn't have it.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot more Canadians that have that figured out.
I thought the U.S., but I didn't know. For what I heard, there was a lot.
Well, you can do the same thing. You can do the same thing anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Actually, there's no government in the world that's legitimate anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we think we work for the government, but they actually work for us. They're supposed to work for us.
Yeah, but they haven't for a long time.
No.
That was the idea.
Yeah. But now, yeah, like, you know, even like the news yesterday, right? Or this morning about government, but it's like, it doesn't really matter in a sense, you know? It does, but it doesn't, right? Like if you're at a
Hey, Pascal,
level that
I've got to
Yeah.
I got a call coming in. I got to take it.
Oh, no worries. All good.
So I'm going to check out. Okay.
Sounds good. All right.
Okay.
All right. Take it easy, Craig.
Have a good
Take
day,
care.
man. Yep.
You
Bye.
too. Okay. Bye.